All right. James, I don't hear you talking. Max muted. You guys in the chat hear me, right? All right. James is working on his audio issue right now. Trying to figure out what happened there. All right. While James is trying to do that, I'll just start up the show here. Guys, welcome to the 51st episode of the On Blast Show. Um, why do I keep hearing myself? Oh, there you go. Yeah, guys, welcome to the 51st episode of the On Blast Show. Yet again, we're here again. As usual, shouts out to everybody who joined us, even though we're on another site right now. As for the links, guys, it takes 10 minutes to freaking update on Ustream, which sucks ass. So I can't fix that right now. So we just gotta sit tight until it updates so you can actually post links and shit. For some reason, the setting got fucked up. I don't even know how that changed, but it got messed up. So I fixed it to where everybody's supposed to be able to type links. So try in about like 5 minutes or so and see what happens with that. Uh, Other than that, I'm hearing something. Yeah, I hear you now. You sound good. Yeah, you're good. Mm. Uh, Let me see. Let me listen. James, don't say nothing. I'm trying to listen. No. Don't hear you. I hear you on Skype, but I don't hear you in the stream. I hear myself. All right, hold on. No miss the delay. It's the Illuminati. They're coming after us. We need the help from Anonymous to take down the Illuminati.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys hear me? Yes, no, maybe. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. I hear my levels fine.
Now.
Alright, we're back. Hopefully stable. I don't know. Fucking pisses me off. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to have Perfect Legend on here fielding questions. So if you got questions you want to get about characters out, I'll pick a couple of guys to come in on the actual call. Everybody else hit up the On Blast show for questions. Hashtag what? Hashtag OBS. It doesn't
No, the
work.
On Blast show.
The On Blast show. So hashtag the On Blast show for questions for PL coming up in a little bit. One of the things I wanted to hit on, I'll hit up in a minute, is I gotta fucking, yes, I gotta send an email. Alright. Yes, Mark Henry was actually pretty funny for a guy who hasn't watched wrestling in a while. He trolled the shit out of everybody last night, apparently.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I want to give some shout outs. Let's go down that list of our usual folks. Go down that list of who we're thanking. You got MKU, VXG, Combat Network, Meerkats, The Empire, Put That Back, Pro PC Gaming, Gamer's Edge, Mortal Kombat Universe, MKBible.org, MK Mortal Kombat Online. You got the Muujin guys, you got TRMK, you got Wtih, MKServer.ru over in Russia. You got Awesome Smack, you got Fight Your Rivals, you got Ultra Spec Cabling, and of course Mad Cats guys. Apparently they've now become like the top dog as far as sticks, so that's a good thing. Shout outs to Markman over at Mad Cats. It's funny. I seen some tweets today going back and forth about videos from UGFT about the panels. I actually sat today and took the time and listened to these panels. I have opinions, obviously, and then I got what's deemed as fact. But You know what? Let me check. I didn't check my email. Let me see if I got an email from. Nah, I ain't got an email from them. Oh well.
From who?
Fucking. Who do you think?
Oh, okay.
The cocksuckers. Um, what's the words I'm looking
Wait,
for?
why are people getting banned in the chat? What the fuck? This fucking stupid bot.
What bot?
The fucking bot that automatically comes in is like banning people.
It's banning people?
Yeah, the fucking bot is banning people. This is retarded.
Well, I'm
Fucking
never
YouTube.
going. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm never going back to Twitch, guys. They're not going to accept me back. I can already tell. The Illuminati guys have spoken to them. Is basically what I feel, and it's probably an Illuminati bot exactly. Where is the bot? Let me see. I'll fucking unban. I'll ban the bot. Which is the bot? Do you stream bot?
You can't. I already tried that. Yeah, I can't kick him out. I can send him a private message.
What can we change? Let's see.
I'm trying to find out the settings of how to fucking unban people and shit. Yeah, just keep talking. I'm gonna figure it out.
Alright, yeah, you go deal with that. My boy David Russell down in Jamaica is the guy who sent me the idea to showcase one Injustice character every week. So I'm basically going to be looking to grab people who are considered top players with those specific characters, which hopefully will get you guys to level up your game in Injustice and hopefully better prepare you for offline tournaments. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, one of the things that I'm kind of amazed by is, I listened to the business panel, which consisted of Markman, Spooky, Alex Vi, and what's the guys who supply the PCs there? Fire something. The guy from Wisconsin. Focus Fire. They were part of the panel, and I did find a lot of interesting things that were being said and a lot of interesting questions. A lot of people are concerned about the growth of the scene. They hit on a lot of the negativity that that people basically purport to be out there. They also talked about women in gaming. And the growth of women in gaming, how it can be women can feel more accepted in the fighting game community. My advice is play the games, get out there, and don't give a shit. I hate to say get thicker skin because it sounds a little cold-hearted, but get thicker skin. You're gonna get fucked with, and you should expect it because that's just the way this community is. We're not all going to all of a sudden come down wearing suit and ties and carrying Bibles around and being good little angels. You're going to get the good, you're going to get the bad.
James, switch the page over.
But my thing is, it's like I said, you got a lot of people out there that have slowly started to associate me with this negativity. One of the things that they've said is that for some reason my little show has caused sponsors to stop coming around. I mean, really get the fuck out of here. Not those specific guys, obviously, that I mentioned, said per the panel, but, for the most part, people have actually, can we actually have, I just lost my train of thought there a second. What do we got? Hold on, I got David Muscle. Alright, let's see. Okay. What the fuck? Come on, man. Alright, yeah. So I mean, like I said, basically the way I viewed it, the panel was a very constructive start. One of the things is, that I find that the community as a whole has to start focusing on is the elitism that's out there, the certain people that hang out with the right people and the right cliques. Basically they're kind of left in the dark. I've heard over the week people, and I'm not mentioning names, but if you guys have followed it on Twitter, certain people discussing dropping certain games from tournaments to lessen the headaches, as they say. These are the same people that said they're about community. What I don't seem to be able to put my fingers on is why is it that it's a matter of shutting up the people rather than saying what is it going to take to alleviate the issues that are out there. They've even talked about just making it a Capcom community again. Then those people got to stop calling it a fighting game community. If you're going to support the Capcom games, and you're basically going to tell people that they got to, basically any game that they deem not worth dealing with. And if MK9's on the chopping block because of low numbers and low turnouts, that's actually fine. If it's low turnouts, but now at the same time, on the flip side, you can't yell at people to come to your tournament and support your games if you're not going to do the same. One of the problems I feel is the Capcom community has hijacked the words the fighting game community, and they seem to feel that they are the fighting game community. No, you're one aspect of the fighting game community. The fighting game community, I'm not a Smash player, it's part of the fighting game community. Karate Champ is part of the fighting game community. It may not have no play nowhere, but it's part of the fighting game community. Any game that is deemed in the genre of a fighting game falls under, the fighting game community. Because wherever you go, there is a scene for some obsolete game somewhere. So, they have to, in this, again, I've heard people call me all things positive and negative. I'm not a leader, but somebody's got to step up to the plate that they want to deal with. I would love to talk to them. I've invited them on numerous times to actually discuss this stuff further. But, to no avail, nobody wants to deal with me because I'm evil and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, you're a bad man.
They really need to sit down and try to figure out a middle of the road. One of the biggest problems that I've noticed, and I basically threw this solution out there once already, and I don't know if it fell on deaf ears or what the tournament organizers really have to do is they got to basically figure out geographically what games does what from where, what does good numbers. Look back over the last 2 or 3 years for a said tournament. Let's use UGFT as an example, and look at UGFT and say, all right, what are the games that have produced the top, and then compare that. I know it takes something called work, and compare the numbers that those games have done to the rest of the major tournaments out there, and then that would actually become the hub for that said game. So, for example, let's use MK9 as an example. We could pretty much say predominantly the East Coast, I think, has more tournaments. I don't know what turned out better numbers. Let's just say, for argument's sake, it was, NEC last year, and over the last 3 years, NEC had done the most numbers for Mortal Kombat 9. So then that would basically become the area where Mortal Kombat 9 is showcased. And then what would wind up happening is all the other tournaments have the options of bringing those games on there, but kind of like how the fighting game community forced the Super Smash Brothers into a corner, and basically Apex had become their Evo. You know, if these tournament organizers really care about the community, they're going to talk together and they're going to say, look, it might be, Alex Jet Bailey says, I want to showcase, my 3 games. I want to showcase a Marvel Injustice and I don't know, let's say Tekken. So he would look at those numbers. He would tell the other tournament organizers, who then would say, all right, well, I want to do Mortal Kombat, Super Street Fighter 4, and Marvel 3. So that would become more of a focus there. And at least this way, it gives the players the opportunity to know which event is going to be more fulfilling for them, so they don't have to turn around and go to an event in hopes. Now, in the long run, it might crimp them as far as, for guys who run multiple events during the year. It might kind of hurt them a little bit here and there, because what happens is now you're picking and choosing. You're not just going to tournaments based off of, the fact that a tournament's going on. You're going to go to a tournament that is going to cater to you. And I think if that's the case, then what you're going to see is the tournament organizers are going to see less complaints. They're always going to get complaints. They're always going to get complaints. But the fact of the matter is that the complaints should go down, which should basically make it easier for them, because I do see a lot of them bitching that they got to listen to the bitching. And that was one of the issues with UGFT. A couple of other events over the last year where people were frustrated with certain things going on. And that's basically my take. But they have to sit down and talk. One of the misconceptions that I start to see is somehow, the people with the egos, the haves in this community, almost seem to put themselves in the level with the developers. They put themselves in a level with the developers. Developers are the makers of the game. But when you see people that hold themselves to that high regard, and it's no diss against tournament organizers or commentators or streamers, that's all we are. And the simple fact of the matter is, that's what they got to remember. You're not attached to Warner Brothers. You're not attached to Capcom. You're a vessel for them to get a message out in one way, shape, form, or another, whether it's through tournaments, through media, or through product. But you're not these companies. And as soon as people understand that, the better they'll be. One of the other things that they hit up on, and one of the questions were, do you feel that the behaviors and the attitudes of the community, that they'll wind up keeping these sponsors away, the big ones, the big money. I mean, I've heard because of me, that somehow magically I'm the reason why the big sponsorships don't come around. I'm not going to listen. I see somebody calling Chin Dog a cocksucker. Like I said, I'm not. Cocksucker is a bigot word. Yeah, be careful. Be careful what you say. I don't need the Ustream police knocking on my door now, too. But no, I mean, it's things got to change. I'm not the reason why the big sponsors are not coming around. The big sponsors ain't nowhere to be seen. They don't care about this. It's a growing scene, and like I said, 20 years, 30 years out from now, maybe this will turn out and explode. But for now, and even when that day comes, it really comes down to Certain people want to make money off of this. You're not making $1 million, but you're making a couple of bucks. It's kind of like, when I was working in the game development side, a lot of musicians would get jobs as quote unquote testers. Really, because they wanted to become a big musician, but they said, well, shit, I could smoke pot all day and play a video game, and that's kind of cake work. I don't mind getting up and doing that. But that kind of in itself hurt the industry, because now you got people that are employed by developers that really have no knowledge of what gaming is. So basically what winds up happening is, you get some shitty ass games out there because you got some guy that comes in, 9 to 6 still stoned out of his skull from the night before or playing a gig somewhere, hoping that some record company going to find him. So, what you get on this side of the community now is we're kind of at this crossroad. The players want to be heard more. Tournament organizers, commentators, streamers are saying, it's our way or go away. And like I said, it's kind of sad. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I think. Let me check. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing is going to change until the people that are in quote unquote the said powers actually decide to talk to the people in the community, not at them. They're not experts. If their tournaments are successful, great, that's nice. That sure as hell does not make you an expert. That just means you put a lot of heart and soul into your tournament and you run a tournament well. I know how to drive a car, but that necessarily doesn't mean I'm a perfect driver. It just means I can drive. The same approach has got to be applied to the gaming world. Yeah, I run tournaments. Are my tournaments perfect? No. There's always room for improvement. Alex Jabali's always constantly trying to change his events to make them spiced up. It's really a catch-22. You got to communicate to the people of the community, which would be all of you guys. Stop calling guys the minority. Stop calling players whiners. They seek out to try and get you guys to be more professional. At the same time, they don't hold you in a light of a professional. So it really has to change. And if they want it to happen, like I said, I've reached out many olive branch to them. It don't have to be on the Arm Blast show. You got those Wake Up SRKs and those Ultra Chen, things, but reach out to the other people that are, on the other side of the community that you may not agree with, but at least get a dialogue going. How do you change the color of your name? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea, guys.
I don't know anything about, to be honest, I don't know anything about Ustream except how to log on and start this shit up, and even Adam half-assed.
Yeah, I don't think you can change the color of your name. I'm looking, I don't see a setting for that.
I don't know. Maybe it's based off who talks more. I have no idea.
Listen, blame the Illuminati for getting us banned on Twitch.
And like I said, you know what? I don't blame Keats. Yeah, he might have been frustrated by the video. It might have been aggravating a little bit. It was a little jab, but you know what? I did my apology to him. I'll reach out an olive branch to his ass and say, "Come on, we'll talk. Hit me up." But the fact of the matter is, what's done is done. Time to move on. That's it. I like hot pockets and McRibs too, man. Like I said, the whole over the weekend and up until this week, I seen a lot of tweeting about dropping games. I believe, did they say Fall Classic made MK9 a side again?
I have no idea.
So I think somebody had mentioned they made it a side tournament, or it's dropped altogether. I don't know.
That's news to me if it is. I mean, if it's a side, I'm not surprised because the numbers have gone down since the Injustice has come out.
Sorry, Hort 1000. I'm not going to repeat everything. Basically, in a nutshell, you can go back to the archive when it's done if you want. But in a nutshell, I was just saying that the said people in the power as far as positions from sponsorships, products, tournament organizers, streamers, commentators need, if they want this tournament scene to grow more, they need to start reaching out to players beyond quote unquote the SRK world. Because like I said, I've heard them chit chat about dropping games that they deem, I guess, not worthy. I've heard lines like the rest of the FGC is piggybacked onto the Capcom community. Now, I don't know. I personally think that they if they were to do that, they're basically cutting their nose to spite their face. Because let's just say all the side games beyond the Capcom is only a third of what the tournament players are. You got to account for how many of those players play both sets of games that dump money into it. You're basically going to be taking money out of your own pocket. Now, I know, of course, no tournament organizer makes money. They do it for the community, yada, yada, yada. Sell me a river, I'm not buying it. They all make money. I don't care that you make money. I'm glad that you make money. I want you to profit. If you can make $1 million in a tournament, beautiful, make $1 million. But, if you're going to take, you got to give. That's what it comes down to. So, it's vital for the community's growth, for this communication to actually start taking place.
Oh wait, Toro's name is Saxophone? Oh, okay.
So I mean, if they do, you know what? I didn't check my emails. Let me see what I got here.
Yeah, Toro wanted to talk about something, he said.
All right, let's see what I got. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna respond back to this email quick, guys. Bear with me.
Yeah, guys, the modding thing on this site really sucks ass. So if I mod you and you leave and come back, it demods you. It doesn't stay there. So I'm like just modding maybe like 1 or 2 people. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Like I said, things like modding. It's like, really. I mean, is that really something? Demod me. I don't care. I mean, I don't. The mod thing, guys. Let's be real here. It's mod powers, but it's not powers. What is it? You can ban people, and I don't want you banning people.
Yeah, you can't really time out on here either. It's only ban.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no timeout on Ustream.
Oh well. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, one of the things that I'm focused on is hopefully trying to build that communications back and forth between these players. But first, you know what? I feel like the guy that's trying to get a phone conversation with the CEO of a big company, because Alex came on that one night and I ain't heard a peep from him since. I read the Penny Arcade article, and I hear that these guys are at the forefront of trying to combat homophobic and bigotry and all this, but I don't see nothing out there. And that's the reality of it. And that tells me right in itself it was a hatchet job of an article. Nobody reached out to me. Nobody reached out. It was just, I'm a bigot, I'm a racist, I'm all this. And that's fine. That's well and dandy. I don't care about that. You can call me a homophobic, racist, bigot, womanizer, what else? Douchebag, ass clown. Call me an ass clown. I don't give a shit. But the point being that it was a fluff job article. You want pink or rainbow? I don't. I can't help you with that, man. You know, that's a good question. The real gamer. He said, "What actions are they taking to combat homophobia in the FGC?" Um, you know what? I'm gonna fire lag. I did get your message. I am gonna send. I'm gonna try to reach out to Dashy this week, and I'm gonna tell him to get his ass down there to our CEO. That would be pretty hype. You can call me Führer if you want. I don't give a shit. You know, but that's actually a really good question because I don't know. You know, transphobia in the FGC as well. You know, I don't know. Yeah, banning OBS was their answer to combating homophobia and racism, of which doesn't go on here. No, I'm the original game. I'm not. Unfortunately, I can't get down to CEO. I got shit going on with divorces and all the other shit and work, so I'm not going to get a chance to go down there. My next major is probably going to be one of Big E's. You know, one of the things that I guess maybe because of the way I grew up, maybe it makes me a bit more cold-hearted, I guess, when it comes to certain things. I have no problems with anybody's choices in life, whether it be sexual, employment. You know, I just don't care. It's you know, your decisions are your decisions. Whether I agree with them or not is not you know, it's not a for people with PS3 to not download the current PS3 update. Really, Vincent Cross just said that. You know, as you see in the chat here, guys, if you download the PS3 firmware update that just came out, it's been bricking systems like crazy. So,
Wow, really?
yeah, glad I'm not doing
Oh
that.
shit.
You know, but you know, one of the things, like I said, the way I grew up, you know, I've grown up with kids that, you know, I grew up in a generation where if you were gay and like you were a teen, you didn't really come out and say it out of obvious fears of people not being accepting to it. But I kind of grew up with a different attitude even back then. Like I said, I said to each his own. You know, I had a kid that, you know, I was pretty tight with that was gay, and I didn't give a shit. It wasn't like he was trying to, you know, hook up with me. I was ugly anyway. You know, but you know, I also grew up watching a generation. You know, I obviously, like say my grandfather, for example, who yes, I'm older than you. Um, but
Yeah, we're all old.
yeah, I'm the oldest motherfucker on the planet, just about. FGC planet.
No, that guy that died was like 117 years old. That died not
On
too
the
long ago.
FGC planet. I ain't a gamer.
I've been a gamer. I don't know.
You know, one of the things, like I said, one of the things that, like, you know, I mean, I'll tell you a story, and of course, you know, let's not get this spun out into, because I was talking to Blacktastic today, who was, you know, basically, we were tweeting back and forth about racism. And, you know, he kind of is asking, like, why is it that, you know, there's such an acceptance now of the homosexual culture that it has to be embraced, but yet there's still mad crazy racism out there. You know, it's funny, and one of the things I had said to him is like, you know, I still to this day know a lot of people, like, you know, white families that the father would sooner kill himself than have his son, you know, have his daughter wind up. Ariel, you got your rematch. You know, would rather have his daughter basically killed and excommunicated before she dated a black dude. You know, and you know the homophobia thing is there too, but you know what Blacktastic was saying is, you know, the quote unquote fight for equality in race has been going on much longer than the movement for you know, gays, trannies, lesbians, that he kind of feels like it didn't make enough headway as far as race goes. And I tend to agree with him. I mean, it's obviously stupid stereotypes. One of the perfect examples, what we talked about is, once again, I bring it back to the guys at Korn. Now if you were to come into this community and just hear Korn popping off, you would probably sit there and first thing you would say, is, oh, these are just a bunch of uneducated fucking people. And then you would come to find out that actually they got jobs, they got families, they got money, they work their jobs, they have a following that expects them to be a certain way, and they kind of go with it. It is what it is. But by no means can you judge them based off of not knowing these people. But as far as the as gays in the community go, what I was saying earlier is my grandfather, was the type of guy that, I think I mentioned it on the show. My brother was getting an award for, all-state football or some shit at a Knick game. And my grandfather turned around riding up the escalator and looked at every black guy that was there and goes, "What is this, the Stairway to Nigger Heaven?" And they all just looked at him like, oh, he's just an old white dude from, the 50s. But then what was funny was there was an older gentleman there that happened to be black, and they looked and laughed. They looked and laughed at each other because they knew, my grandfather was an old school city guy growing up as a kid. Grew up poor, in the Bronx, and he grew up mixed, as far as, his upbringing. Black people have no feelings. But that's fucked up. But, they basically had established, they knew he was joking. And not to go back to say like Homeboy Tyson with the video and all, but like I said, he's made videos about every player in the MK community. Nobody got upset. I don't even think, to be honest, I don't think Keats was even upset. I think he couldn't give a shit either way. It's fucking really. So I need to ask lesbian trainee gamer, what is the LGBTTTI? And like Juicy says, jokes are meant to be funny. If someone finds them offensive, then they're being too sensitive. I agree. I've been the brunt of many a joke. Tyson about, Tyson, it's to me, I think it's kind of a badge of honor that Tyson's to take the time out and make a video about you. Now, was it a little bit extra over the top? Yeah. But I'm sorry, I laughed. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I laughed, and milk bubbles came out of my nose when I was laughing. I thought it was funny.
So did I.
It's not homophobic. I don't have, and I've stated this from the get-go, I don't have no ill will towards Keats. I don't have any ill will towards any of these people in the community. The whole Hot Pocket thing, it's kind of funny. The whole Hot Pocket thing technically was started by Rio.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rio and I were Rio, myself, Maxter, Junior, and Winter Wars were driving back from Toro, and we had this app that would let you rap. And what wound up happening is I said, all right, everybody grab a line and do like a fill. And he was just sitting there, and he blatantly blurted out, "Hot Pocket nigga," and that, it wound up clicking in perfect. And ever since then, it's just kind of grown on the show, and now everybody's basically hot pocketing, and now we got fucking Hot Pocket surprises, and so Rio's actually the one that started that. But like I said, I mean, in order for this scene to grow, what's got to happen is the communication's got to be there, and it just can't be from the quote unquote upper echelon of the scene. It's got to be from the ground up. If you don't do it from the ground up, it's not going to truly grow. Your money is not going to increase. For those who are out to there to make money, I have no problem with that. Make what you can make. But the fact is, without the whole community, you're not going to grow. And, when I hear people say, well, the Capcom should do their own thing and everybody else should just go there and do their own thing, you're basically saying you don't care about the community. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, and anybody that's taken place in these conversations that would like to reach out and discuss this further, you know where I can be reached. I'm willing to talk about it, but, uh-oh.
Oh, what happened?
No, I'm looking at the message.
Are you ready for PL yet?
No.
Okay.
No. Let me actually reach out to Mr. PL for a second. You got some questions?
No, not yet.
All right,
Well, it's just he's not on yet, so I guess that's why we ain't got no questions yet.
Well, no, I said, guys, get some questions going. Get some questions going. Like I said, I think we're going to do Batman anyway. Also, keep in mind, guys, that this weekend, Phil995 is going to do the Fighting for a Cause charity stream from his house. And I'll be there. Tom Brady will be there. Rio will be there. CD Jr. will be there. It's going to be a 24-hour stream, and it's basically for MS, lupus, and autism. And basically, we're going to be streaming for 24 hours. You can get games, pay for games against some of the top players. They're going to be giving stuff away, obviously. So definitely, if you can, definitely go check it out. You got, other players that are going to be there. You're going to have Sweet Johnny Cage is going to make it there. Insuperable, Claude Von Stroke, possibly Revolver, Red Rum. Donation matches for Injustice, MK9, and other MK games. There's going to be giveaways. And basically, if you have any questions, hit up hashtag Fight for a Cause on Twitter and reach out to Phil to get more, if you had any more questions about it. But it's actually starting June, I want to say 22nd to the 23rd. So 8 a.m. June 22nd to 8 a.m. June 23rd, and that would be on the Combat Network on Twitch.tv, the Combat Network.
What time is it starting?
8 o'clock.
Okay.
So, I mean, definitely go check it out. Phil's been doing it for a couple of years. I find it to be a great cause. And that's, that's about that. Now, let me look for Mr. Perfect Legend. Okay.
Let's see, we get car a lot. Oh, there we go.
You there, Carl? Why would...
He's probably getting his mic in because he's connected. Or he's muted.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, God. I mean, look, guys, this whole, LGBTEEEEETTTIED.
You can hear me?
Yep, you're loud and clear.
There you go.
All right, so everybody, we got Carl, a Perfect Legend on tonight. What I want to do is I wanted to change the pace up a little bit, put a little focus on some aspects of gaming, being that I've been told I'm not really much of a gaming show these days. And what I decided to do, obviously from David Russell down in Jamaica, who gave me the idea. He said, why don't you get some of the top players, so this way they can talk about the specific characters that they like or they use, and give out hints and stuff basically that will help people level up better, and hopefully basically get a couple of players that might not be top players closer to their level. So I'd asked Carl, who did you choose?
Batman.
How did I know that? All right. So let me start with this. Obviously, Batman is a acrobatic character.
Acrobatic
Gadget. What is your style of play with him? Is it aggressive? Is it a step back character? Is it a waiting character?
It depends on the matchup, like totally, because Batman can either zone or go in, but it's more so like say I'm playing Aquaman, you kind of have to pressure him and try to like go in and do like grab setups and stuff after like a meter burn, battering, or after like you release his bats or whatever. Damn, I just gotta add. All right, or like pretty much you play aggressive in that matchup as Batman, but you have to kind of pick your spots in footsies. You don't want to get hit by Aquaman, and he can't really do maximum damage combos unless he doesn't have his trait to block out of it with Water of Life. So you kind of have to play footsies, but it's like a very aggressive footsies because you don't have to deal with his trident, his ground trident move. Versus a character like Superman, you kind of want to outzone him, as well as play like a half screen game where you're like throwing batarangs. If he tries to jump, you're safe to where you can do air batarang to hit him out the air if he jumps in the air. But at the same time, you could like release your bats to hit him on the ground. Then once you get in, that's when you kind of go for rushdown, because Superman doesn't really have like really good options to get up off the ground besides like his dash punch or the meter burn version of it. Versus someone like Doomsday, you want to abuse the crap out of back 2-3 because it always sets Batman away from Doomsday, and even if he's in his trait, he can't dash through it or shoulder through it because of the hit stun. It causes him to stay in one spot. So like Batman has to kind of either play rushdown or play zoning in every matchup. Well, not every matchup, but in certain matchups in the game.
Well, what would you say is his top three opponents that he basically whoops the shit out of 99%, and who are the top three that are going to give him a nightmare?
Aquaman for sure is, I feel like, his hardest matchup. Hold on, let me look at the character select screen here, because I'll always forget all the characters that's in the game. Batgirl's kind of annoying for him.
What makes him annoying? Just the
Batgirl has better, I guess, normals and stuff. Like she can counter zone him very well with her bola, like from full screen. If he tries to zone her, she can teleport and then start her vortex stuff, which is just a loopy mix up that if you guess wrong, she's just safe, and if she guesses right, she can still keep pressuring and stuff. And Batman doesn't have really good reversals at all to get her off of him. So he has to just deal with her nonsense. I think Flash is tough for him because Flash can just get in, he doesn't really care, and just run his frame advantage and stuff. And Batman's kind of at mercy in a way. That's how I feel. People probably disagree with me because they haven't seen how good Flash is. And after that, I would probably say that Black Adam is a bit of a pain.
Okay, now what? As far as Black Adam goes, is it just the whole orb thing, or?
It's the orbs. It's a combination of that. He has a safe wake up attack that just goes to 40% damage. He has a dive kick that, from full screen, can do the meter burn version. He can do 40% off that. He has really good footsies and movement, and so when Batman's trying to get in, Black Adam can just backdash out the way, and his backdash covers a lot of space. his I forget what it's called. I think Black Magic. If Batman's trying to zone or like have bats up on the screen, Black Magic makes it hard for Batman to safely zone or just move around the screen because they can anti-tire him. Then Black Adam come in and get a combo, or from full screen he could just do the Black Magic and then to lightning, and then lightning is a problem. And then on a like a stage like Metropolis Rooftop is a big issue for Batman because he can't really, you know, get around the stage safely without having to worry about interacting. Especially Black Adam being a power character is a really big problem.
Now, as far as stages go, what would you say his top 3 stages are that you would want to utilize Batman for?
See, well, Atlantis is really good because for characters that try to zone him like Black Adam, he could just jump on the top row. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a beam he slides on. He can slide on that to get in faster. So there's that. I really like the pig stage because he can like call bats and then throw the pig at you while you're blocking the bats. Like it's stuff like that. And any stage where he can like explode a car, like where you can put a bomb, or like just put a bomb on something and jump away. Those are good stages for him because they really maximize his damage potential, or just give him a better screen presence. Like for example, the cars in the game will not explode. Like the bomb will explode, but the car will stay there. So you can kind of, I guess, try to get the power character to try to go in and grab the car and pretty much hit you with the car, but you can bait them into doing that and then punish them if they don't have, if they don't meter burn it. Or you can, it kind of play a spacing game with it. So I think those are some of his better stages. I like Wayne Manor as Batman because that's more of a neutral stage anyway. And it has that thing in the air too where he can jump off the chandelier and get in. I think his worst stages though are Metropolis Rooftop, the regular Metropolis part. Because anything where a power character can pick something, I actually don't like Watchtower either. Anything where power characters can move around quickly and get to any nearby moving interactable is a problem for Batman. I mean, it could work in his favor too, but at the same time, Batman kind of like struggles in the air as far as moving fast. Where like say a character like Black Adam, he can like just dive kick to a certain area, and then you have like Superman and Wonder Woman, they can air dash and stuff.
Alright, now let me add, because we got Mr. SonicFox. Let's see where Sonic is again. Tell SonicFox to message me. I know he's got like a freaking softy name in there. It's not SonicFox. And I got a million people on here. And then also I have David Russell, who wanted to ask you a couple of questions from Jamaica. He's actually the one that came up with this whole, bringing on a guy every week, somebody different, and basically, like I said, giving a rundown and a breakdown of the characters that they actually either want to use or that they can't stomach. David, I hear you typing like a fool over there.
Oh, I'm just bringing up the chart select screen so I can ask Carl the right questions. We're on Batman, correct?
Yes, yeah. Batman.
Okay. So what are I think I'm trying to boil it down. What do you think are Batman's main weaknesses? What if somebody's playing against Batman and they want to beat him, what should they exploit?
Well, one, his zoning is good, but at the same time, he loses to some of the more powerful zoners. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. If you can manage Batman's trait, well, his bats basically, his character power, you can win the match. Like basically, Black Adam, that's why he does so well, because it's so hard for Batman to keep bats on the screen and come in. Same thing for Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Batman has to get into a certain safe range first, and then turn the bats on. He can't really just, all right, I'm going to turn on full screen and then come in. He can still get hit by from the deep. He's not really getting anything, so now he has to wait forever to try to get, his bats back up on the screen. I feel like characters with very strong rushdown give Batman problems because it doesn't give Batman the time to, I guess, prepare his bats. His footsies, as far as his normals reach, is really bad. It's really very short range. So he's not going to really be playing like a poke for poke spacing game with someone. Like, how in Street Fighter you whiff like a low forward and you go and punish or something. You won't be doing anything like that. he's very reliant on his bats and his jump in. Once you take that away with good anti-air and you avoid the jump in, then it's a big problem for him. Also, his wake up attacks are really bad. Parry does not work in the air. Well, versus like jumping attack. So if you knock Batman down, you can just like jump in at him all day. He can't really do anything about it, but try to slide away. And hopefully you don't punish him. But then you can kind of like just prepare for that and be like, all right, I'm going to jump in. If he does slide, I can go and punish the slide because the slide recovers so fast, so slow. And also, he doesn't really have a really good get off me move besides the parry. And the parry loses to lows and throws. So that's why I feel about Batman, that he can get rushed down and tore apart. That's why I feel like Batgirl gives him problems, Aquaman gives him problems, Black Adam gives him problems. I feel like any character that can outzone him or beat him up close beats him.
Okay. So, all right. From what I'm just trying to summarize what you said. So basically, you're saying what you want is you want Batman to pop his bats.
Yeah.
Quick, as soon as possible, and then you go in on him when he's without bats.
Right. Exactly. And Batman, he has to run away. That's why he can like do a double jump backwards, or he can do back 2-3 to get away from you. And while he's doing all that, he can build up the bats, or he pulls a zone so he can build up meter to use the meter burn batarang for frame advantage. That's what he needs the bats for frame advantage, so he can come in.
All right. Let me think of a
Hold on. Let me. SonicFox, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's up, sir?
Buddy.
What's up, man?
Good. What's up, PL?
What's up?
PL, I got something for you. What about Batman versus Harley Quinn?
Yeah, I don't like that match for Batman.
Yeah, I really think that it can possibly be in Harley's favor, just because they both have good rushdown, and the fact that Harley Quinn has a way better zoning game than
Yeah,
Batman.
I feel like that too. And plus, she has like a full screen mix-up. Like her instant overhead shot is the overhead, and then that little low kick she does is a low. So like you can't see that on reaction. So Batman's trying to come in, and you're like, all right, instant overhead gun or low, and the low is safe because it goes into the cartwheel, which is safe. So he has to deal with that.
Not safe, actually. The cartwheel is -6, whereas Batman can punish it with his 1 since it's a 6-frame starter. What do you call it? I do know that she's one of the only few characters that can actually zone you in your face because she's a plus block for every single one of her bullets.
Yeah, especially the standing one where she turns and then she shoots. Was it down 4-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe she can be really good, but it's just that her jump arc kills her, which causes many zoners to kill her.
But in the Batman matchup, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Maybe it's my online experience or because I use Lobo, but I always found it very difficult to anti-air Harley Quinn, and I just thought her jump arc was in her favor. Or it's just me?
No, it's just that like certain projectiles, take Ares for example. Like if you're just sending a projectile and go to jump it, I can still get hit by it, even if I try to go jump it. So I'm not allowed to jump. Really, I have to dash my way in, and even then he can keep me up with an EX, projectile. It was an overhead, and I'll get full screen again. But
okay, so you're saying it's a Batman specific thing?
Yeah, it's just that I don't jump arc sucks. But the thing is, PL, what would you my main problem in this whole game is really just Superman. How do you deal with him? Because I hate it zoning.
All right,
so,
for Superman. Well, I guess it's 4-2-3 stuff.
Yeah.
You can. There's ways around. Like for example, Wonder Woman, Scorpion. They can do down 3 and crouch the forward 2, kind of like how Melina does down 4 or Sonya does down 4. That's one option. Or you can just be like, all right, I think you're going to do 4-2 and do your fastest normal, which should be 7 or 6 frames to beat him out of his next 4-2. Of course, he can stop that by backdashing and jumping in and doing whatever.
Yeah,
but you have to make it respect your options too. You can also do back 3, meter burn back 3 or 4-3 to hit him out of his next 4-2, but that becomes
it depends how fast your 4-3 or back 3 is.
It does? Okay, I didn't know because I just do it with any character and it works.
Not all the time. It really depends on how fast your 4-3 is. If it's not, I'm not sure how many frames it is, but how many frames both of its attacks are when this is 4-2-3, it has to be slightly faster than that.
Yeah, and I know Scorpion, he can teleport on block.
Yeah, I knew that.
But he loses. He gets blown up by neutral jump.
How do you feel? How do you fight now? How do you fight one that literally keeps you back the whole match? Like I got 8-0'd by an emperor today because I couldn't do anything about his zoning. Even with back roll, I tried to teleport him on reaction, but his straight leg recovers too fast.
Well, with this, I mean, when he does I don't ever try to teleport the straight legs. It's just the one that goes in diagonal. But you have to crouch that. Like basically, if oh my god, add. All right, basically, when he does the heat zap or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
do you guys hear this ad?
No, we don't hear it.
No.
Okay, I'm the only one who hears it. All right, pretty
Yeah,
much.
guys, yo, you ad blocker to fucking get rid of the ads. We have no control of the ads on Ustream. They just randomly pop up.
Who these
All right.
bots you stream?
All right, when he does the heat zap, the straight zap, you can crouch it, and if he tries to do it again, your next projectile will be his next zap. Like either if it's a diagonal one or if it's a straight one, it'll be the next one. So you have to keep him honest by doing that. You have to play like a really big mind game that way. And then once he starts getting by that, then he's going to do the jump laser or he's going to try to approach forward. Like you kind of just have to pick your options. Like especially up close with this 4-2, super fresh. You kind of have to just start push blocking.
Hold on a second. Hey, Sonic, when you after you ask your question, mute your mic because you're feeding back. I don't know, what are you eating, potato chips over there or something?
No, sorry, I was like trying to adjust my Skype. Sorry.
Yeah, because you're feeding back when he's trying to answer and nobody's.
I was wondering the same shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is that better or am I still feeding back?
No, that's better.
Okay, good. That was just me trying to adjust my Skype.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, okay. But I was saying like for 4-2-3, super breath, you have the options there, but you have to. I don't know. You just have to pick one. It's really there's no like straight up option.
Over again.
Sorry, Sonic. Not to drag it off. I just want to guys keep it one thing so we don't because we can get lost in multiple matchups. Well, all right, with Batman versus Superman, and Superman is applying the forward 2-3 breath pressure. What are Batman's best options?
He can do meter burn back 3. He can either do a parry, which I will only recommend. He can backdash, or he can do a standing 1, or his crouching 1. But crouching 1 will probably whiff. Standing 1 will probably whiff too if he just stands there. But you still have to keep Superman honest and realize you are going to let them know you are going to do something to get out of the pressure.
Also, all right. From a strategy perspective, I know since Chip doesn't really do that much. Let's say he does, the forward 2-3 breath, then he goes forward 2-3 breath again, right? You take your time and you just try to. What you suggest is try to see a pattern while you're blocking.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all it is. It's a total mind game.
But that's so basically you're saying Batman is not the forward 2-3 breath is not that much of an issue for Batman.
Yeah, it's not that much of an issue in general for me. Like when I fight Superman, I'm just like, okay, whatever. He's just doing this poke. What's annoying to me is like, if I keep forgetting about like 4-2 down 1, because it's a low that goes to like untechable knockdown. Then Superman can do like really ridiculous, ambiguous cross-up setups on you for big damage. That to me is the issue. I'm not saying it's broken or anything. I'm just saying that is something I want to look out for. I don't really care about 4-2-3 breath. Also, what you can do is you could just release block and take the breath. And they'll knock you full screen. You're away from it, so you lose like what?
That's a zoning game, which is stupid.
So what?
That's such a retarded zoning game.
I'd rather deal with the zoning game than deal with Superman up close. The zoning game is not that
I'd rather deal with pokes, to be honest. Oh my god, I hate the zoning game. Like when I'm playing Batman, I know like once I get in on you, I don't let you go. But if you keep me out the whole match, it just annoys the crap out of me.
So all right, I'm trying to think of another thing about Batman that people might want to know.
The only thing I would say is to make his airbrush negative. Not punishable, but a negative.
His air what?
Okay. His airbrush, just make it negative. It doesn't have to be punishable, just make it negative.
It's only +1.
Yeah.
No.
His fast is normal.
Certain characters can get block incident, so
4-2 is 8 frames, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
At fastest, it'll be 7 frames. Like, Doomsday can do down 1 and hit him out of it. Or trade.
I
To
know,
be fair,
but it's only for certain characters. I know it's block infinite for, because even if they have to try to armor out of it, their armor is either too slow, like Grundy. Take Grundy for example. If he tries to go do his armor grab for some random reason, when he goes to do the grab, right when Superman commits the air breath, the grab will whiff, and then he gets punished for it. And then I think his fastest attack is, I think, 9 frames. I'm not too sure. It's either 9 or 10 frames, and it's not fast enough since he's +1, making his 4-2 pretty much a 7 frame starter, and he can just keep doing it over and over again.
Well, it's
I
not
think it's
just
the
that.
same.
You have to worry about his rage, his trait, because it breaks armor, so it doesn't matter.
no, well, the way I look on it is, I don't think anybody's going to just sit down there and do forward 2-3 breath on block and try to go.
Yeah,
for
forever. Like they're gonna go
nobody's
for a
that
different
patient.
option. You just have to know what the person's gonna do. It's like fighting Cage.
Yeah.
Freaking
Yeah,
no one's gonna
guys-
sit there and do 4-3, 4-3, 4-3 the entire time.
Yeah, I just like after they do 1-4-3, I just interrupt him immediately. I don't even care if I get punished for it. I'm like, eventually you're gonna do 1-4-3, I'll interrupt you out of it.
But then you get blown. And then you fight people who are just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna keep doing 4-3-3-3, 4-3-3-3, and you're like,
Yeah.
man.
Man, get block infinite, but like it's really his zoning kills me. I can't. It just, oh my god.
I don't know. You just have to like, okay, when he does the downward laser, you have to jump
Yeah,
back.
I know how to get past it, but it's
Or
like
block it and
don't-
dash forward. It's not that big of a deal. Even if he does the meter burn version, he's -10. You can dash in before he recovers.
I know, but it's like even then, it's like if the Superman is really good at zoning, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yes. Like really, I was like in the lead one today, and I was using Batman. I was in the lead, and then really he got me full screen, and I lost all my health because I couldn't do anything about it because he knew exactly how to zone Superman. I mean, he was free up close, but I couldn't get him to do anything when he was full screen. I don't know why. I'm probably going to blame online because like every other script does.
It's mostly online, to be fair. That slight little bit of lag makes zoning to deal with
Yeah.
zoning very hard.
It's like
but-
I'm like dashing trying to get in, but I can't because I keep getting hit. Even when I try to go block after I dash, I keep getting hit. I don't even know why, and lose all my health.
All right, Carl. Back to Batman. I'm trying to think. Yes. From looking at the numbers, I just saw the sales for Injustice today, and it's huge. Lots of casual people playing. For somebody who's new to fighting games, how would Batman be execution-wise? Because I know execution is relative.
Well, his 1-1-3 to back 3 combo is kind of strict sometimes. It's like random strict.
It can be,
Mhm.
but it's really easy. After
Yeah, it's weird. Like sometimes you can mash it out, sometimes you have to time it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
like-
usually just time it. I pretend the back is a special after.
Yes, that's one thing I did notice about the game because I started off with Lobo. Bad decision.
Low tier
Yeah.
start.
The thing I noticed with certain combos, like if you do interactable into back 3, sometimes I notice you can do other moves and they come out very quickly. Like you do 1 or 3, it just comes out instantly as you press it. But I notice back 3, sometimes the input is almost like it's lost or something, or it's just the execution timing. Like if you do a back 3 after interactable.
Yeah, like some of them just won't hit. Like the most consistent interactable combo after going into back 3 that I've seen is like with Scorpion. His will always hit for whatever reason, but some characters won't always hit.
It's
You have
very
to like do
weird.
something else. For example, with Batman, what you want to do is you want to do the interactable comp, where you knock him into the back row or whatever, and then do like meter burn, up batarang, and then do back 3, and it'll work every time.
What do you call it? I realized when I picked up Batman that once he gets in its frame trap city from there, he can only keep you frame trapped for like freaking 20 seconds of the match.
Yeah, Batman gets in, he's just going to be all over you.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why I don't see any other online Batmans, even some that are well known, do the frame traps that I like abuse the crap out of when I'm in your face. Like I don't see them do 1-1-2 bat trade cancel or 1-2 bat trade cancel. I'm like, why not? It's so godlike.
Yeah, and then you could do back 1-1 trait, back 1-1.
Yeah, what do you call it? You can go like one. Like here's one of my basic strings where even if you stop blocking for 1 second, yeah, you're going to eat a full combo. I go 1-1-2 battery cancel back to 3. Let it go up the battery. Dash forward, go forward 3, then go back to EX battering 4-3
I'm
4-3. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I'm reading is this Jushi's comment. You're a bit lost. Explain if you can type in the chat. Tell me what's up that you're not getting exactly, and then we'll probably break it down. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's just that like I don't see Batman's go frame trap city with him. And did you guys know that Batman has an unblockable?
Yeah,
Explain
he does.
it.
If he releases bats,
Yeah, if
certain
you
range
look
he dashes in, does a jump in, you can't block both ways, so you just
yeah.
get it.
No. The way you have to block is gotta crouch. If you're standing and you do it, you
Well, if you do
can't
crouch,
block.
you get by the overhead.
No, you gotta what do you call it? You gotta crouch for the first 2 bats, and it's enough time for you to for when the jumping kick comes by, you can block that. Because what do you call it? The bat trades will cause a mad push block, and in order for you to hit your jumping 2, you have to wait a little longer since you're not standing up, or since you
It's
can't do
still
it.
impractical to block that. These people are going to
I
get.
mean, I can block it, but
Yeah, I hear you.
what do you call it? I know a way to set it up, and people want to always stand, but I always tell them no, you gotta crouch it. I always go 1-1-2, bat trade back 2-3, then I let it go, and that's the perfect way to set it up. And they never block it correctly, and I just watch the character spin out of control, and then unblockable, godlike.
All right then. Okay. PL. Who else do you use? Other than bats and soups.
Batgirl, Scorpion,
I love Batgirl. It's the main.
Doomsday.
Okay. All right.
I hate your Tuesday. I hate what
So, sorry. I was thinking.
I don't
Okay.
even know you have that.
Like when you with Doomsday's famous move there, the one where you have to block high then low.
Yeah.
What? I shouldn't say what's the technique. People just have to practice that one.
Yeah. It's a rhythm. You actually just back down. It's a rhythm. Like you kind of like as soon as you see the first part, you just block down.
I'm trying to think of which characters really giving people problems.
Let me ask you this, PL. The Batman Scorpion matchup. Obviously, there's a major difference between the online and the offline. Or is it gotten better now as far as since the nerf?
Me personally, I feel like Scorpion's the same. Because he still got punished just as hard. It's just easier to punish him because people who aren't able to react to when they blocked his teleport would miss the punish, but it's still the same. You still get the same damage. That matchup, though, I feel like Batman has to stay close to Scorpion, and Scorpion wants to stay away from Batman so he can control him more. Because he can use his unblockable Hellfire to hit him out his bats, but for for Batman not get hit by that, he has to dash forward to avoid the Hellfire, which you have to do it in a specific frame. So that's difficult to do too. If he jumps, he gets hit by a teleport or jump 3. And Scorpion has better air normals than Batman does, and he has kind of a better frame because of teleport.
Carl, how do you feel about the nerf on Scorpion's flip kick? Because that used to be like -1, so if you cancel that, you couldn't make any string safe, not even Superman punish it. And now it's -10. You think they went a little bit too hard on it, or that's fair?
I think it's fair. I mean, it's a reversal attack shouldn't be safe. I mean, he still has meter burn teleport punch, which is still safe. And you can just get up and backdash or just get up and block, which kind of a lot of people don't really want to do. Get up and block. But
no, I understand why they had to change the teleport to high, because I've heard people tell me the issue like if they press down forward or down back, they'd get tagged and you have to hold down, so it made it weird.
Right.
Because then Scorpion would do the jump 3 shenanigans and then you're in problems already. You know what I mean? So I think that the teleport needed to be fixed. I agree with that.
Pre-patch Scorpion was
I think it was alright.
You think it was alright?
I thought it was fine.
Or is it just an online versus offline thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is an offline versus online thing. People were just complaining because they don't know how to deal with the online. Like, actually making it like that makes it harder to punish because you don't really have the visual cue to realize, oh, that he just whiffed a teleport or whatever. When you he blocks regardless. When you block it regardless, he starts flipping. Then you're like, all right, I can punish it now. But now it's like, all right, he whiffs it, and you're like, oh, he whiffed it. And sometimes you may miss the punish.
I definitely can see that, but I also understand from the other point of view because people are saying like